You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show.
Oh, let's let it soothe. Follow the buzzards.
I need a rocking chair.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, just rocking this chair. What's up, everybody? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another WWE Main Event After Show for you. My name is Christian Rosenberg. Some people like to call me professional wrestling's voice of choice. I'll let you be the judge of that. But alongside me, as always, I got my main man, Mr. Rome Moore. How are you, sir?
I'm in the building, and I'm still being mistaken for Booker T at indie shows.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
There you go.
And next to Rome is, as I grudgingly say, again and again and again and again, the predictions heavyweight champion of the world, Kaori Takee.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What?
And
what do I got to do to beat her? I'm so upset about this.
You just got to be better than me.
How did
It's
you
just
pick
not happening.
Sandow?
You know,
Yeah, she's like the LeBron of this right now.
I just want to say that I would have busted out my belt and I would have done the whole predictions entry thing, but Showtime Josh, and I kid you not, took my belt and he hid it from me.
Thievery!
He was so
Someone is a
angry.
bitter.
He was so angry that he could not bring the title to Raw that he stole it from you.
Yes, he stole it from me.
Sneak
Okay,
thief.
I'm going to look right in the camera at this. Showtime Josh Padgett. This Monday on Raw, you need live on the air to apologize to our champion, Kaori,
Yes.
and return the belt to its rightful owner. This way
There it is.
at SummerSlam, I can win it. All right.
That's not going to happen.
I've been saying that for like
Yeah,
4 or 5 months
I mean,
now.
how long has it been, dude?
We started it at WrestleMania.
And she's been on a streak.
We debuted it at Mania. She won it then, and she hasn't let go
Are you
of
going
it.
for Punk's record? Is that what it is?
Oh, I'm going for the record.
Oh, she's just going for the record.
She's going for it.
Ooh.
The record.
All
but
right, man.
but yeah, but guys, I enjoyed listening to the show last week. I was out of town. Kaori took over this seat. It was a fun
It was
time.
fun.
Yeah, I was out in Massachusetts visiting family. I had a wedding, and actually, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the guys at New England Frontier Wrestling, who they actually, while I was there, invited me to teach a seminar on cutting promos and developing characters to some of the students out there. So I enjoyed it. A bunch of good guys. Check them out on Facebook and Twitter, New England Frontier Wrestling. I wanted to give them a little shout out as then I ventured back out west to hang out with you guys to talk about
West Coast.
main event
West
for the week of July 17th, hailing from Providence, Rhode Island. And we start things off with Captain Charisma, Christian, making his way to the ring. And we were talking, like, as he was walking out of the ring, this guy has not taken, since he's returned, not really taken any days off.
Any days off.
Chipped his tooth at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Then wrestled Raw.
Kept going.
And then wrestled main event. We're probably going to
going.
see him on SmackDown.
Probably.
I mean, one of these days he's got to get to the dentist to fix that thing.
No time.
But yeah, but he's not taking any time for it.
He's not going to.
And and he has taken on the main event debut of Fandango. First time we see him in action on main event, which is a delight.
Yeah.
Except for the
Big
fact that it took
delight.
like 5 minutes for him to get to the ring tonight.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
I
Or
know.
he's always just in there
I
already.
don't know. For some reason, this entrance felt longer
Really
than
long.
normal.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But, you know, this match kind of started on the slower side. I was a little worried at first, honestly, that we were going to have another situation like we had a couple weeks ago with Christian and Sandow.
Yeah.
But it eventually, like once we came back from the commercial break, Then this match picked up and was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like a lot of great counters in this match. Christian, there was a point where he hits, as he's making his comeback, he goes for a top rope flying cross body. But in what is normally a babyface move, Fandango reverses it and kind of rolls him up. And we're thinking, oh, well, Fandango's going to steal a victory here. But no, only a 2.
Not to be had.
Not to be had, yes. Indeed, sir. And then the classic moment of a match where really you have no idea who's going to win it. Their heads collide, and they bump heads, and they both get all dizzy and stuff. I'm kind of confused why they still do that spot, mainly because with all the things they talk about with concussions.
Oh yeah.
With all the things, no chair shots to the head. Mm-hmm. Doing all different things, always checking on the guys now. Like they're checking on them a lot more in midst of matches, which is good. I'm fine with that. Looking for the well-being of the wrestlers. Yet you're still doing that spot, which is like the whole point of the spot is, oh, their heads collided. It's like that's what they're worried about in football.
Yeah.
Let alone wrestling, and obviously you're not wearing a helmet in wrestling. So I mean, because you I'm sure have done that spot a number of times.
Yeah. But all I'll say is this: rugby players don't complain. So it's just a spot. It's still gonna happen. We're still gonna do it.
Right. I'm just kind of confused. Like, why get rid of some other spots, but keep that one?
Because it's not fair.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Okay.
It just happens like that sometimes.
It's a very simple way of putting it.
Some stuff gets put out. Some stuff gets brought in. Some stuff stays.
Yeah.
Happens like that. It's one of those things.
All right. Thanks for clarifying that for me. Yeah, keeping it simple.
The more he knows.
Yes, I have learned something today. Well, when they get back up, we get this really nice segment where Christian goes for the kill switch, but then Fandango counters it into a backdrop, which Christian backflips out of, and then Christian goes for a clothesline out of that. Fandango ducks and nails a Pele kick and hits it right on the mark. Looked great.
Looked phenomenal.
There we're thinking Fandango's going to pull it out, but no, Christian again kicks out. And then we end with another big segment where Fandango went to the top for his leg drop.
Yeah.
Missed it. And then Christian goes for the spear, gets a big knee to the face by Fandango, which looked awesome.
That looked phenomenal.
And then Fandango looked like he was going to try to set him up for something. But then Christian rolled him into a small package and gets the sudden 3-count victory.
It's kind of like the theme of the show, sudden victories.
There were like sudden endings to all the matches tonight.
Yeah. Sudden.
Very
sudden. But yeah, Christian gets to win. It was interesting though because the crowd was very split throughout this match. The crowd is getting more and more behind Fandango.
You gotta. It's something about him. It's just fun.
No, I mean it's Santino. It's Santino all over again.
But his entire delivery. I love to hear him speak because I think he gets sleazier and sleazier every week.
Yes,
when he speaks, it's one of the greatest things. They have.
It's a package deal with Fandango.
Yeah,
he's got the look, he's got the gimmick, and he's really entertaining.
No, he really is, and
he could sell some merch.
I think he already is. Well, there was the iTunes for one.
Well, That's true. I mean, he's huge, but I'm surprised he's not like higher up there with WWE.
Well, I mean, I expected him to kind of hover around this gimmick, kind of hover around the mid card.
Yeah.
Be a popular mid card talent. I mean, it doesn't look like my prediction was going to come true that I made months ago. Saying that Fandango will be Intercontinental Champion by SummerSlam. He was going to if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, prediction is something you struggle with, so.
Wow. Whoa.
Go on.
Ouch.
I don't think I've ever seen her smile that big with Cesaro not on the show.
Really.
Than she is right now. She just wanted to rub that in right there.
Across the table.
At least I don't steal your title, Josh Padgett.
That's true.
We're coming for it.
But I'm coming with her.
But yeah, so I mean, really, do you think it might just be a matter of time before they do like a full-on face turn with Fandango? I think it will happen.
I think it could happen. I don't want to see it yet. I don't want to see
Yeah,
it
me neither.
anytime soon. He needs to carry this through to next WrestleMania.
Oh,
Just
wow.
Let it keep going. I would say Survivor Series, but at Survivor Series, I'm going to feel the same way. I'm going to still want him to be the guy that he is until Mania.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, you can play around with the storyline, give him a chance to switch, go over to the face, be a good guy for once. But because he doesn't talk bad to the fans. He
Right.
doesn't insult people.
Right.
He's got a great look.
Yep.
You just gotta let him have fun with it. Let's see where it goes. Let's let it organically happen. Let's not rush it.
I think that's what we're doing, though. I think the crowd is organically becoming more and more behind. I mean, on Raw, they were rooting for him over Orton. Minus, they wanted to see an RKO because they love the RKO. But
Yeah.
other than that,
It is true.
when he came out, that crowd was all behind Fandango.
Because he's got so much charisma, and
Yeah.
Orton doesn't have much charisma.
I don't know, but I mean, but in the case here our main event with Christian, it was still
Because
50-50.
he has charisma. Again, he's just like.
Well, he's Captain. Christian's
remember,
Captain Charisma.
They're still in the same part of the country that started the Fandango craze. Anyway.
True.
Yeah.
Good
They're
point.
still in the Northeast.
Good point.
That's where he's huge. So
That's where it exploded.
yeah. Let's see what happens when they work Nashville.
Yeah, I think when talking about him turning babyface, I think it's going to be a very discreet change. It's not going to happen like that, like you were mentioning.
And I know one thing: when he does do it, it's going to be better than the Miz as a face.
Well, yeah.
I got a feeling.
What if he goes on commentary?
Why even suggest that?
I do not suggest it. I'm just saying
The
what
Miz is just a natural heel. You look at him and you see heel.
Yeah,
I almost called
know.
him Curtis, but
No, I completely.
Fandango could go either way.
I completely agree with you as far as Miz. You know, Miz is a much better heel than babyface.
Yeah.
I don't hate him as a babyface, but he's such a better heel.
Yeah, he's a great heel.
Yeah.
He's a great heel. Good.
Even
good face,
even on
great heel.
commentary would make sense if they had him have to do main event like he was, and he did it tonight with Josh Matthews. A heel Miz on commentary would be even more entertaining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back to the Jesse Ventura days.
The Ventura and the Heenan
let's do
days.
that. Those were good.
For someone that doesn't wrestle on shows that much, he's always talked about The Miz.
Well, he's one of the most popular guys.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I want to see more of him wrestling. I do.
Huh.
And less commentating.
Well, on main event, he's mainly the commentator,
Yeah.
unless he happens to wrestle a week, and then the guy he
SmackDown.
wrestled the previous week will be the commentator for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
that's true.
But star rating, what we got, Corey? Christian versus Fandango.
I would give it a 3. I think it's a better than average match. I think for me, Fandango was the one that was a lot more entertaining visually and with his moves. Personally, I would say he's the one that kind of carried it off. And Summer Rae did a good job being on his side as well. So
Can I do the Summer Rae face?
Do the Summer Rae face.
That's her. Every time something bad happens to him.
She just puts her hands over her face.
yeah.
Yeah.
She has to work on that.
Show your face to the camera. Oh, I can imagine Vince in the back. Oh, she's covering it up again.
Mr. McMahon.
yeah.
Mr. McMahon
Well, if they,
to us.
if they thought
Mr.
that,
McMahon, I'm sorry.
they probably could have changed it.
I'm sorry, Mr. McMahon and Mr. Levesque.
What is your rating?
I would give it 3.
3.
Yeah, I would give it 3. A little bit slightly better than average, but good opener for main event.
I'm gonna give it 3.5. I thought, like I said, it started a little slow, but then it really picked up great sequences. I really thought Fandango was gonna win. Like when a match has that happen, when the guy that I'm figuring is not going to win, all of a sudden it like my mind has changed. I'm like, they're giving Fandango the win here. That always bumps it up in my book.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 3.5. I thought it was a very fun match. And the timing was good, too. It went maybe close to 15.
Oh, yeah.
So it didn't go too long at all, like perfect length
Wasn't too
for it.
long, wasn't too
Yeah,
short.
and people in the chat are around the same range. Lions fan has a 3.5 stars, and Chris has 2.5 stars. Ryan Whittleston, has 3 stars. So
All right, they're kind of hanging around there.
Thank
3.5 range.
Yeah, all right. Very, very
Any
cool.
2.5s out there? Any 2.5s? No. All right. Making sure.
All right. Then from there, we get a recap from Monday Night Raw of that verbal epic encounter I would guess would be the best way to say it, between CM Punk and Paul Heyman, where we finally have the full-fledged feud begin.
It's here.
With Punk and Paul Heyman, and then bringing out Brock Lesnar, who just decapitated CM Punk, because he was all beat up from Money in the Bank, had 13 staples in his head.
Gosh.
I mean, that's just nuts to think.
Crazy.
A lot of people say bad stuff about the WWE in their segments where they're acting, they're talking. That is why the WWE is what it is. That segment between Heyman and Punk was great.
Yes.
That was some of the best mic work, two of the best mic men they have working, selling what you want to see, selling the match that hasn't even happened, hasn't even been named. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but you know you're gonna put down your $59 and go pay for it on pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to see that.
And here's the thing, like with Punk and Heyman, there's, some people that, I saw people, tweeting during Raw that they honestly felt that segment went a little too long. Here's my thing with Punk and Paul Heyman. I can have the two of them in the ring with microphones for the entire 3-hour show, and I will be thoroughly entertained.
Yes.
Because they can talk better than anyone in wrestling today, bar none.
The Biz.
In the biz.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just phenomenal, and now finally having them kind of divulge into the personal lives. Paul Heyman talking about, you really had no family.
Yeah.
Bringing that aspect into
They
it.
got personal.
Bringing the personal stuff into it. Bringing, Paul Heyman with owing people money and, making bad decisions or whatever. And about, all these things, bringing it to the show.
Yeah.
Just makes it so good. Like in improv, they say the biggest thing is truth and comedy.
Yeah.
The same can be said with wrestling. You bring truth into it.
Yeah.
It makes you more connected. It makes you feel more involved. It makes you really able to pick a side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're watching something real at that point.
Yeah.
That's what it turns into. You're watching something that's organic, it's real, and you can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I can't wait. When
I'm with you there.
I almost forgot Brock was in the building.
You can't forget Brock's in the building.
And then when his music hit, I'm like, oh, and he's here too.
I was just shocked because Lesnar. Now I did not get to watch Money in the Bank pay-per-view because that was the day I was at the wedding. But I know Heyman came out during the Money in the Bank match, but there was no Lesnar.
Yeah.
No Lesnar.
And I think he should, even if he just stood on the ramp just as distraction.
I think he didn't need to be there yet.
But there was Axel there, so I mean.
But why does Axel need to be involved?
So Punk can bury him.
Oh, okay, good reason.
Well, because Axel already had a payday, so they didn't even.
Yeah.
Give him 2 paydays.
I think they did it. I think that part was done great. I think having Brock show up to Raw.
And to be fair, I mean, like I said, I have not visibly seen the segment yet.
Yeah.
I just really felt that Lesnar, even at least an appearance during the Money in the Bank, would have benefited this greatly. But I mean, from what I've heard, the segment was really well done as well.
It really was.
The tension is held between Punk and Heyman. They're the main players.
Yes.
By extension, Heyman is the one in the ring with Punk, not Lesnar. But Lesnar's the physical body that's there.
But when
He's
Punk,
the brooding beast.
but I mean, with this, when Punk and Lesnar, when that ends, are we gonna have Punk and Axel?
I hope not.
Yeah, because that wouldn't make much sense. You can't go now. It makes sense to go from Axel to Lesnar, but not Lesnar to Axel.
Which is, we gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see what they're gonna do with it. We're gonna see how they're gonna. Because is it gonna be a SummerSlam match? Or is
Lesnar Punk's got to be SummerSlam.
Wow.
That's got to be SummerSlam.
Is it later? What are they gonna do? They have to bring it out at SummerSlam. It has to happen here.
Yeah, they have to.
Bring it out here in LA for SummerSlam.
I want to be there.
And as we move on into main event, let's just really quick make sure we remind everybody, if you're watching live, you have checked out the new redesign AfterBuzzTV.com. It's so easy to find a way through to find all your favorite shows and see what your favorite hosts are up to. And as well, all of you that listen to the show on iTunes, please make sure you go subscribe. That 5-star rating is important.
Yeah,
I'm still on the East Coast jet lag. I flew in last night. And leave comments and tell friends about it, because that's how the great word of AfterBuzz gets shared. And we have a little bit of little breaking news for us. We will be at a new time next week. So for those of you, yes, we are.
I'm excited about it.
And we love it because, for one, we don't have to deal with rush hour traffic.
Yes. Yes.
So guys, for those of you that tune in live, or obviously all of you that download on iTunes or watch it later on YouTube, beginning next week, main event will be on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern for you guys up late at night. And this way, main event normally airs on Wednesday night, so the people watching that want to download it on iTunes, right now they generally have to wait till real late Thursday, Friday morning to download it to get their fix 2 days after it. Not anymore. Now, the night that main event happens, we will do our after show, and then that next morning, when it's fresh in your mind, you'll get to listen and 5-star rating, leave comments, and all that fun stuff.
Or you can just hop in the chat with us right
Or
after
hop in the chat room as well.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. All
options.
Good stuff. And speaking of so many, we had so many divas in our next match.
And that's never a bad thing.
No, it's never a bad thing. Diva tag action. Natalia teaming with Layla take on Alicia Fox and Oksana.
Natalia got big old boobies now.
That was the first thing that came out of your mouth when we were watching the match.
First thing she said.
You're like, what happened to Natalia's upper half?
You saw the Jumbotron in the back, and they're this big, and then out she comes, and they're yee-hi. I'm like, okay.
Hey, look, it's Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife.
Not trying to be Captain Obvious here, but anyway, I can talk about boobs.
Yeah, you're allowed to. I think we get in trouble if we do.
I only go so far. It's a line.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll talk about it on Total Divas. Who knows?
It's possible.
So interesting tag match, and it actually starts off with some slow chain wrestling between Natalia and Oksana. Mm-hmm. Very slow, very methodical, and then Oksana eventually, a couple minutes in, makes a tag to Alicia. And all of a sudden, it's like lightning.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Natalia just switches from the slow chain wrestler to the super fast counter wrestler.
Because Alicia.
Because Alicia.
Yeah.
But it also credits Natalia's ability to adapt to whoever her opponent is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, I'm a fan of Oksana. I'm a fan of Alicia. But it also kind of shows how one-dimensional the two of them are. Oksana's the slow, technical one. Alicia is the fast-paced, agile one. But you have Alicia slow down, she's not as strong with it. And same thing with Oksana. If you have her going at fast pace, she's not as strong with it. So it's kudos to Natalia in that, to show her ability or versatility.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen Alicia Fox in a slower paced match in a while. I don't want to say that she's weaker at it because it's been so long since I've seen it. But that's her thing.
Yeah,
she's more fast paced, more exciting.
Because she has so much more momentum. She's got those moves that Naomi has and all that stuff, and
she's fast and tall and
jumpy.
Yeah, it's true.
She's jumpy.
She's jumpy.
Highlight of this match: Layla gave Alicia a spanking.
For you guys.
I wrote it down. I thought it was important to discuss.
Can I applaud?
I won't stop you.
Yeah, you guys kept asking me to rewind it, and this is not a joke for the certain.
It's nothing. Well, we just wanted to make sure the DVR.
We were judging how well Alicia took the move. We wanted to make sure that it was executed properly,
right, and everybody was safe.
Yep. Yeah, there was no errors. Didn't seem like anyone got hurt.
Nobody botched anything.
No. So it was a well rehearsed move.
Yeah.
Rome and I are in agreement on that.
Good thing, guys. Good.
Another interesting point where Alicia was apparently upset that she was spanked, because then Layla goes for a springboard crossbody, and she runs right into a drop kick by Alicia.
Yeah.
It looked good. And it was interesting, though, because that's normally a setup of a double down, the way they did it. But it was the other way around. Yeah. It was the heel who did it. And then Alicia makes a tag to Oksana, who then starts pounding away on Layla. And we're thinking, okay, now there's eventually going to be a moment where Layla counters something. She'll make the hot tag to Natalia, and then Natalia will start cleaning the house and all that fun stuff. Well, Layla starts crawling for the tag to Natalya. Oksana gets back up, knocks Natalya down, so we're thinking, oh, okay, this is going to go on a little longer. And then out of nowhere, boom, a big roundhouse kick by Layla, and Oksana's down, and Layla gets to win.
Yep.
It came, we said sudden.
Sudden.
Did not expect the match to end right then, but it did,
Yeah.
which I like. And then it was kind of funny watching Layla make the cover with her back to the hard camera.
What part of her back?
Well, the back side. But I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about is she then made sure to turn her head around with a smile. Oh, my face has got to look that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get the 3 count. And Layla and...
Did she have to turn her face around?
I mean,
it only made it better when her face came around, but it wasn't bad originally. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about from a cinematic standpoint.
Yeah, okay. I understand. It was a nice leg split on the pin and head come. It looked good. I like the pin. I think she should do it more often. Straight to the hard cam.
It was just kind of confusing. It was like, okay, are you doing this on purpose, or did you go down for the cover and then realize, oh crap, I need to turn my head around.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility that someone would have said something in the back, but
maybe, but needless to say, I thought this was a very overall fun Divas.
It was a fun match,
tag match,
and it was hard hitting.
It was hard hitting. The sudden finish, which I enjoy, because again, didn't expect that to happen. Didn't expect that to be the end. You're thinking, oh, maybe she hits the kick and then gets over to make the tag, but no, she just ended it right there.
Bam.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm in a good mood. I'm giving this 3 stars. I thought it was a fun Divas tag match.
Okay. A lot of people in the chat like this Divas match as well.
All right, cool.
It's getting kudos. I would 2.5, 2.5. I'm not that interested in it. I think the Divas division has been doing a lot better this past couple months, exponentially better, especially with the AJ.
Well, they're getting the TV time because of AJ.
It's just doing so much better. Like about a year ago, it was kind of going through a slump for me. I was every time the Divas came out, I'd be like, all right.
But even obviously the storyline's focused around AJ and Caitlyn. You still have it on Raw and SmackDown. AJ taking on Natalya, Caitlyn taking on Oksana. So like all the other divas are still being involved. So we're seeing them more, and it's helping. Yeah,
absolutely. But as much as I want to like Oksana, for some reason I can't get behind her as a diva as of yet. I haven't seen anything that blows me away from her. She kind of snoozes me out compared to the other divas. Sorry.
I give you that. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying with that. She just hasn't.
I mean, she
caught on. Like she didn't.
She has this thing. She has. Oh, there was one thing that I forgot to run in here that I know I called out during the match.
Yeah.
Because she's like the temptress. She's a seductive diva.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because there was a point where she does her like little seductive crawl.
Doesn't work.
But no, it sometimes gets a reaction from the crowd. The problem was, right as she was doing that, Natalya was trying to
it's just really bad time.
That was terrible timing because that completely ruined Oksana's moment to get heat from the crowd. I mean, I never like to say a negative thing about Natalya because she's so great, but it's just like she shouldn't have done that then. She should have waited a minute.
And then she did.
And then she did it. And then wait a minute and did it again. And at the time she did it again was fine.
Yeah, it was a better fit, a better spot. You kind of got to know when you're, as a face especially, you kind of got to know when to get the crowd behind you and when to let the heels work. Sometimes the heels can get, the heels will get the boos on their own if you allow them. And as well, the faces will also get the cheers when they need to. So you kind of got to, this is one of those things. They were working with each other, but I just think she didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I mean, the crawl could have been improv right there.
And
it could have.
What's your rating?
I give it a 3.
3.
Because for a Divas match, it definitely was hard hitting. It was intense. Those were a few of the things I wrote down. And I can't really take anything away from it. Yeah. It was fun. It was good.
Yeah, people in the chat are saying 3.5, 4 stars. That's pretty good.
Wow, they're going up to 4 in the chat.
Some are going to 4 stars. Osama is going to 4 stars. So, yeah.
Osama likes his divas this week. I mean,
What to say.
Speaking of guys who like divas, then we go to a recap from Raw where we find out John Cena, who is currently dating, I believe, Nikki Bella.
One of them.
One of them has chosen his opponent for SummerSlam because new GM Brad Maddox said you can pick whoever you want, and John Cena chose Daniel Bryan, who's currently dating Brie Bella, or the other Bella, or maybe it's
How coincidental.
or maybe it's Criss Cross. I don't
Do you
know.
think the girls ever have fun with that?
No, they don't. They don't look that alike.
I think probably like junior high school. They mess with some guys' minds, I'm
They
sure.
probably messed somebody up back
I'm
when they
sure
were
they
like 14. Yeah.
Now probably wouldn't be good for their career to do that.
No.
One of them
go
has
bad.
the fake titties and the other one doesn't, so it'd be kind of obvious.
But we can't talk about the
can.
breasts. You
I
can.
can.
You can say that.
But yeah, so obviously from the moment Raw started, the crowd was all for
was
Daniel
hot.
Bryan, and it led up for the end of it where Cena chose him. And I like the way he did it too. It wasn't like the person I choose. There wasn't any pauses.
Yeah.
It was just like the person I choose is Daniel Bryan.
What I liked even more than that was the way they lined everyone up on the stage.
And you couldn't see Daniel
couldn't
Bryan?
see him. Yeah. And he comes out from behind, I believe, Titus O'Neil and a few other
Just a
really
few of the big guys.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, there he is. Matter of fact, I think Lawler even says it. He goes, oh, there he is. And he comes out in the front, and everybody goes crazy, and the yes chant is huge. Yeah.
Are you guys excited about this match? I mean, I know we all saw it coming, but are you guys excited about it?
I am, because I'm really curious where they're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Because you saw, like, earlier, in the recap, you saw the build-up because Triple H and Stephanie were telling Brad, is like, we probably know who he's going to choose, and we like it, but we know Mr. McMahon, well, they say Vince, but they know, like, that he's not going to like it because he doesn't like, well, like, as far as the story, he doesn't think Daniel Bryan's worthy of being a contender. And partially because he's a little guy. And, again, bringing the truth, bringing the reality. Because, like, the legend is Vince McMahon has rarely been a fan of a shorter guy being the guy.
Yeah, being his guy.
Really, like, Shawn and Brett were pretty much like the first ones.
And Shawn had to fight for it.
Yeah.
He literally had to fight.
Those guys
for
are really like the first. I mean, he was all about, like Sid, Diesel, Taker. Well, and then obviously you go earlier than that.
We'll put him out there, but put a big guy with him. And just let Shawn and Brett and all the smaller guys.
Daniel Bryan with Kane.
True. Yeah, he did it there too.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really excited to see how it develops with the story and like the balance of power, and then obviously with the match itself, because I really think they could pull this whole Daniel Bryan thing. I think this would go to Mania. I think Daniel Bryan, they might just hold him off from winning until Mania. I mean, obviously he could very well win at SummerSlam and retain it at Mania for all we know. But I think this story can go all the way to Mania, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can have this go for 8 months.
I think it might. I think it will.
That's a lot of pay-per-views, though.
That is a lot of pay-per-views.
There's a lot of pay-per-views between now and then.
They did it. They did it with Austin. They did it with Rock. I'm not trying to compare one guy with another, but they've done it before.
I could realistically see SummerSlam to Survivor Series because they're going to look at
3
the
months
numbers.
there.
Yeah, they're going to look at the numbers. You know how the company works.
Of course.
They're gonna, if they did put the strap on Bryan, and phenomenal wrestler, one of the best I've ever seen, but they're going to look at the numbers, they're going to see what's moving which way, and then they're going to make a decision come Survivor Series, because there's no way he's going to put that level of a match and on WrestleMania and not have it be a pure money making match. That's just what they do for WrestleMania. They're gonna have a premier main event, at least as best as they can. Sometimes they've put a couple main events out there that they thought were gonna be premier, and it didn't, go that way. But other times, I'm hoping that it works though. I'm hoping that Daniel Bryan can carry this for.
I think he can.
Yeah.
Well, we know obviously he has the physical talent.
Yeah.
He's got the vocal skills to do it.
Yeah.
Now
And the crowd is super.
The crowd is
The crowd is obsessed with him right now.
of all ages. He's
Respect
great.
the beard.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because you have the things. Punk is more so to kind of the older crowd. Cena's to the kids. Daniel Bryan is to everyone.
Everyone.
And so we'll see how that goes.
With the best of them, and he can sell T-shirts. That's how you got to do it.
But you want to talk main event? Then how about main event's residential superstar Justin Gabriel?
Okay.
New outfit.
New music out of nowhere. They've been listening because we said for the longest time they needed to do something different with Gabriel. But what the hell did we get?
I like it.
The music, I'm fine. The music, actually, I didn't mind the older music. Music, I'm fine with. New color gear, still the same style, but new color. But then he comes out with a freaking jacket with angels' wings on it.
Tiny little.
I like that jacket.
They were like mini wings, if anything.
I would rock that jacket. I would.
And you know why? Because you're a female.
He looked more.
There's no reason that Justin Gabriel should be wearing that jacket.
He looked more ridiculous than The Rock when he originally showed up as Rocky Maivia.
I disagree. I liked his outfit. I like this look.
Okay, tell me what okay, you see that wrestler. What do you think that character is?
I think he is Justin Gabriel character. Cop out.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That right there was the problem.
I think he looks like a broken Victoria's Secret experiment.
And this is Gabriel's new music. This was the new music that premiered.
Yeah, that was it.
I mean, like I said, it's not bad music. It's different.
There it goes.
It's different. It kind of works the high-flying style, so I don't hate the music. But what was the jacket? Like, you got to match it up with it.
Wings on his jacket, tiny. They were like this big.
Because he flies.
Where are you gonna fly with those little wings?
Yeah. Those are like the wings of a duckling.
There was a housefly giggling in the corner. Like, this is the smallest thing I've ever seen. Like I said, he looked like a broken Victoria's Secret experiment in gender equality. It did not look, I mean, if you're gonna do the wings.
And he takes on Heath Slater of 3MB, who this might have been one of the few times where Heath Slater looked more masculine than his opponent.
What did I say? As soon as Heath Slater came out, I said,
I
3MB's gonna
totally
win.
disagree again. I disagree. I don't know why you guys are slamming on Justin Gabriel's look. He looks fine.
When
and
he
Heath
takes the
Slater
jacket
still
off,
has his
jacket was
Pantene Pro
horrific.
B hair.
Slater had the same thing as he always has.
Yeah.
But I mean, he looked tougher than Gabriel.
grown men will never get
Well.
behind that jacket. Matter of fact, 13-year-old boys will never get behind that jacket because the girls are going to make fun of them if they ever wear it to school.
Oh man. So yeah, he has a gear. He's the new crazy gear.
So he didn't even know where to go now.
I'm so flabbergasted by that jacket.
The jacket was that bad.
It was that bad. But we do find out, like, right before the match starts, that this Friday on SmackDown, Intercontinental Championship on the line. Curtis Axel will defend against Y2J Chris Jericho.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jericho has defeated Axel the last 2 SmackDowns, and he has the chance to become a 10-time IC champion this Friday on SmackDown.
When is Fozzy going on tour again?
In a few weeks.
Yep.
Meaning not going to happen.
We're going to have to tune in the SmackDown to find out. But to this matchup. Now, I started writing on here. Been there, done that. We've seen this before because we see Gabriel against someone in 3MB over and over and over on
That's what
main
they're just saying in
event.
the chat. They're saying that we're probably bored with it, and they're right.
And I mean, like, a couple little things that I thought were kind of different. They had a scream off between
they did have a scream.
Justin
That was
Gabriel's Wolf Howl, which is very similar to what Sting would do.
His inner Sting.
Yeah, it was interesting. And Gabriel's little guitar woo thing.
Yeah.
I know that Heath Slater is the main or the lead of 3MB, but I would have loved to have one of the other two in it, like Jinder Mahal.
Don't hinder Ginger. Don't hinder I can't even talk. Don't hinder Jinder. That's a tongue twister. How does Cena say it on Raw? Don't hinder
He took a lot.
Jinder.
He practiced quite a bit.
Yeah, he got rehearsal time for that one. But I mean, yeah, I'm always, like I've said on the show plenty of times, I've always been a fan of McIntyre, and so I would have loved to see him in that match too. And one part of the match that I actually really liked was by the referee, because there was a point where Slater went for a cover, but his knee was on Gabriel's throat. But he hooked a leg like it was actually a cover. The referee's like, "No, I'm not counting. I'm doing the 5 count because you're choking the guy out," which Who knows if that was actually planned or improvised or whatever, but I like the fact the ref was issuing his authority. He's just like, no, you can't do that. I'm not gonna. You can't pin him while you're doing that.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna make the count. I'm gonna stand my ground. So kudos to that referee.
I could so make a joke right there.
Go for it.
Because it was a black ref. Stand your ground. I'm just
I don't
saying.
get it.
One for Trayvon Martin.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Did you really just? Oh, okay.
Rewind.
Now,
Yeah,
we're
I
not
went
going to
there.
get into all of that
But we don't have to
crazy
talk
because
about
that's
that
a
one.
whole nother ball game.
Yeah, well, of course it is.
Yeah. But let's
You
get
left yourself open for it.
Okay, well, that wasn't my intention whatsoever. So Gabriel, though, eventually starts fighting back, and the crowd is getting behind him. But then we're thinking, oh, okay, he's going to start coming back like he does every time. But then, lights out.
Match got interesting.
The moment that
All of a sudden, the crazy Titantron stuff happened.
Yes.
And out comes the Wyatt family.
Oh,
In the middle of the match on main event, I was so happy. This was so great.
Love it.
It was really good.
They did their usual walk down where, you know, he sat in the rocking chair, the light or blows out the lantern, lights come back on. Rowan and Harper just beat the crap out of all four guys.
Yeah. They just went through.
They destroyed
So good.
Gabriel. I think it was Harper threw McIntyre like headfirst into the steps.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Rowan was just pounding the crap out of Mahal. They throw them in a ring, and then they pretty much all surround Slater, sandwich him, and then Bray comes in, hits his sister Abigail finishing move, which is
Yes.
awesome, on the Slater. And then they literally pile the four of them up.
Just make a body pile.
It was a dog pile of wrestlers.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Unless someone's like trying to pile on someone to make a cover. But there's just like a heap of beat up guys. Like, can you think of a time that you've actually seen that?
I'm thinking. And I don't think I've.
So we have a first on main
we
event.
might have a first. Hey, Steven, if you can you put on the Bray Wyatt music one more
Yes.
time as we
Yes.
finish this up? Because it just so fits with what Bray had to
I
say.
love that
And the
gimmick.
music is so great. It's so catchy.
Everything fits. Everything is perfect. That's a gimmick where all the pieces fit.
Yeah.
And you put it out there, and the people will just gorge on it. I love this gimmick.
It is. And then, you know, here it
it
is.
is.
Thank you,
There it
Steven.
is.
And, you know, at this point, when all the guys are all beat up, all unconscious in a dog pile, Bray Wyatt gets a microphone. And he says it so smoothly, I think I got the entire promo down without us having to rewind or anything. He grabs the mic. This world can be such a cruel, dark, and lonely place if you allow yourself to be blinded by all these illusions. What are you so afraid of, man? Fear not. The army of wolves led by the sheep. Fear not the army of sheep led by the wolf. Aren't you tired of running, little lamb? I think it's time for you to come on home. Kane, follow the buzzards. I'm getting goosebumps, and I'm the one who said it, for crying out loud.
Kane.
Follow the. They're doing something with Kane.
That is.
I'm so excited.
That close.
So good.
Follow the buzzards. We've seen that thing before. We've seen the guy come out and just lay waste person after person after person until he gets to the person he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they're doing this, it's so unique, it's so original. And the way they speak, it's absolutely perfect.
And really, this character, the most recent one that I can think of to compare what I'm about to say to is Jake Roberts, where this guy, Bray Wyatt, does not need a title. Like, sure, a title would be good for him, but this is the type of gimmick where he can be scary and intimidating for years and never have a title, and just still people be scared
Yeah, that's true.
to death of him.
Yep.
I cannot wait to see what they continue to do with Bray Wyatt. I'm so happy they brought him back. I'm so happy we got him a main event.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of that dog pile, Lions fan said, Kane did that before 1999 when he met the Brood, and then Kane tried to set them on
the
fire,
Brood.
but was stopped.
Well, okay. Well, you're going like 15 years or so since we saw that.
That's impressive.
That's impressive that he remembered that.
Yeah.
But
that
yeah.
took it back, man.
That took it back. But that was 3 guys. This is 4.
Yeah.
Still a
I know, it's
Still a body pile.
I'm trying to make myself sound smart. But do we give a star rating for this match? Because it didn't have a finish.
I know, that's what I was thinking
if we
too.
include the Wyatt family, this is a 10-star.
Yeah, I was about to say. My rating, if it doesn't include the Wyatts, I don't want to do it.
We're not counting entries.
The match was a 2.5-star match up to that point.
I would have given it a 2 up to that point, and then it just went up exponentially.
But then Wyatt just my
He
God,
stole the whole show. He stole the entire show.
Oh,
Can you imagine being in the audience and all of a sudden all the lights go out except for that one little lantern?
The lantern.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's nothing like going to an event live. Have you ever been to one live? I know Rome and I have been to
please
plenty.
Take me. I've been to your shows a lot of times.
Yeah, you've gone out, but like as far as a WWE show,
Yeah,
They're
no.
huge.
I mean,
Someone take me.
the entrances are out of this world. I mean, especially the Undertaker. But someone like this kind of has a little bit of those vibes to it,
Yeah.
with just the darkness with the one light type
one
deal.
light.
The creepy
entrance
music
is so important in wrestling, and their entrance, I wouldn't change it.
Jim Johnston, the WWE composer, does not get enough credit.
No, he doesn't.
This guy
He
is a
never has.
musical genius.
Yeah, he
he
never
makes
has.
all of the music. And like, it's really one of those things where like, this is the guy's name, here's a photo of him, here's a story, make an entrance theme.
Make it work.
And he just did this for Bray Wyatt.
does. Listening to him talking about how he put together Stone Cold's theme is one of the most mind-boggling things I've ever seen. I just watched the way he walked, and he kind of walks like this, so I came up with this beat, and then he gave us one of the most iconic wrestling entrances ever.
And I mean, I'm not necessarily comparing this to Stone Cold's entrance because obviously that one stands the test of time. But this is
It's a good one.
great. I mean, you want to talk about fitting a character to perfection. That's what this is.
If all 3 of them stay out of trouble and stay healthy,
That's the key.
this gimmick is going to reach the stratosphere.
Yes.
They will be at the upper levels of the company.
Like this could be, if they stay healthy, this is, I'm the guy who's facing Taker WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
I mean, and like it has that.
It's gonna be good.
money.
And that'd be
That's
money.
written all over it.
So yeah, I mean, we loved how this show ended. Hopefully, let's pray for Wyatt family next week because that'd be
Hope they come
awesome.
back. Just bring more buzzards.
We want more buzzers to follow. Damn it. So yeah, but that wraps up main event for this week. So until we continue to follow more buzzards next week, Rome Moore, where can people find you?
Rome the Ruler on Twitter, as always, and the Empire of Rome on Instagram.
Any shows coming up this weekend, or are you off
Next
this weekend?
week, I'm off this weekend, finally.
You got a weekend off.
Yeah, that's amazing. But next Saturday, back home, MPW, Simi Valley.
All right.
My belt's not on the line, but I'm in an 8-man tag with a mystery. There's a mystery guy.
How dare they?
There's a mystery guy.
How
on the
dare they put a
other
mystery
team.
guy against you?
Yeah, on the other team, I got a feeling I may know, but I need to find out.
Okay, well, hopefully maybe for next week you'll have some more info for us.
Yeah, I've somebody, a little birdie, told me that it may be a former OVW champion.
Whoa.
We'll see.
We'll see. But in the meantime, Corey, where can people find you?
Well, this weekend is Comic-Con, so I will be there.
You're going to be at Comic-Con with The Miz.
Yep.
With The Miz. No Cesaro, but with The Miz. I have to mention once, right?
Still.
But so you can follow me at KAORIOUS. Follow me on Twitter. I will be updating over there, and you can check out my costume.
Check out her costume, and I want AfterBuzz fans to find her at Comic-Con, because
She won't tell me
Yeah.
what she's wearing.
we're going to have to find out from pictures.
I wear a couple.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. If you're in LA area, I will be this Friday night at Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling, calling the action at the Pappy Pineda Dome in Huntington Park. Check it out. If you need directions, hit me up on Twitter. I will let you know how to get there. Thank you all for tuning in this week. Again, next week, we'll be on Wednesdays at 10 Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. New time beginning next week for Rome and Kaori. I'm Christian Rosenberg. See you then.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.